Good afternoon. My name is Skip Rutherford, Dean of the University of Arkansas Clinton School of Public Service, and welcome to another in our series of distinguished lectures and public speakers. Today we're honored to have a native from Alexandria, Louisiana here, who earned his undergraduate and his law degrees from Tulane University. He joined a Fortune 500 company, Murphy Oil, in 1979, and in 1994 became President and Chief Executive Officer. Murphy has about $12 billion in revenues. It's a worldwide energy company. And for those of you that shop at Walmart and Sam's and pull in and gas up while you're there, those are Murphy gas stations, and that business continues to grow and expand. In addition to his terrific business leadership, he also is just a stellar human being. And he and I have had the opportunity to work together on several projects in the past. He has a great interest in education, and he has been involved in it for many, many years. And we have, by the way, the superintendent of the El Dorado School District, Bob Watson, and several folks from the El Dorado Education Foundation. And Claiborne's done so many good things, but this spring, when about 250 graduates, close to that, Bob, 250 graduates walk across the stage at El Dorado High School, they will be the first of what will be thousands of recipients of what is known as the El Dorado Promise. This $50 million gift to education takes public service and philanthropy to an entirely new level in Arkansas. And the difference that it makes not only for the education of students in El Dorado, but for the entire community, the entire county, and the entire state, because it sets such a positive example. So, without further ado, please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of Murphy Oil and the El Dorado Promise, Claiborne Deming.
Skip G starting 10 years ago, I guess, maybe longer, on public education issues in South Arkansas. And I don't think there's a person who knows more about public education, what it takes to make it work, the issues involved, the drivers involved, and how to deal with them. Skip Rutherford. He's that good. Most of you probably know this, but he's extraordinary in that. His commitment is commitment. What I thought I'd do is just walk through this. And I've got a series of slides, probably no more than 10 or 12, and just tell you kind of the context of El Dorado, Arkansas, and what we think we're trying to achieve, and how we're going about doing it. Now I'll start, and this may be hard for you to see, but I'll walk you through it. And that is, El Dorado has got a legacy of private support for public education. In other words, there's a context for what this the El Dorado Promise is. And it started with the formation in 1996 of the El Dorado Education Foundation. Some of the people who founded that organization are here, and if Alice Mahoney is here, she really is the kind of person who almost runs this thing day to day with Lyle Phillips. But another person, Knox White, who's also kind of part of putting the El Dorado Promise together, was part of that as well. And the centerpiece of that, and we raised $3 million quickly, was to create academic chairs. We have one in math, one in science, and one in foreign language. And these individuals are responsible for that curriculum for the whole school district and are incented, in fact, when those programs do well. Our test scores have improved dramatically. There's other reasons besides academic chairs, the El Dorado Education Foundation, Bob's leadership, for one, but it has been an important part of the boost. Secondly, in foreign language, which is to me is extraordinary, we now have close to 600 kids in our school system that are taking French and Spanish. And we've talked about and want to introduce Latin back into high school, which was there for many years until it lapsed about 2 decades ago. And so we are bringing kids in the first, second, and third grades and exposing them to foreign language. Certainly, Bible is important for this world. And the number of AP courses at El Dorado High School is by far and away the most in South Arkansas alone. On top of that, in '97, the company, Murphy Oil Corporation, started what we call the Murphy Education Program. And it's geared towards higher achieving kids in a way because we provide financial incentives to do well on standardized tests. And it's a lot of money. If you do well on the College Board, you get $1,000. If you do well on the National Merit Test, you get $1,000. If you do well on the AP test, you get $500. But if you're unusually bright, or just bright and capable and work at it, you can graduate from El Dorado High School with $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 to help for expenses at college. And it's been extremely successful. We've gone from not many kids taking AP courses and not taking it very seriously to hundreds now taking it very seriously. And then lastly is the El Dorado Promise, and it does take it to a new level. And it exposes every kid in our district to this. And so it's different than what we've done before in a way, but it's important for you to understand that this wasn't done in a vacuum, and it was kind of a continuum of a bunch of people working on this for about 10 years. Now, let me give you some context of El Dorado, Arkansas, because that's also very important. El Dorado has a very high capita personal income, and we are fourth, believe it or not, out of 75 Arkansas counties in that particular category. Pulaski County is first, Benton and Sebastian counties are second and third, and then Union County, Arkansas is fourth. And it's really for two reasons. One, we have a very, very high percentage of our workers who are industrial workers. So you can graduate historically from high school in South Arkansas and go to work at one of our industrial facilities. Without a college education, do extremely well. And we have a big percentage of our workforce that historically has done that. Secondly, there's a residual of the boom years of 1920 still in South Arkansas. And that also is involved in the mix. And also, because Murphy is there, we also employ lots of folks and generally are hiring folks. The second bullet point is also important, and it's the industrial base that I referred to. 36% of our jobs are industrially related, compared to the average in Arkansas, 24%. And that's a very important number because it's great news because they're high-paying jobs. You don't need a college education by and large. The bad news is those are the jobs that are going away. Those are the jobs that outsourcing, globalization, less expensive manufacturing, and distant lands impacts. And it's directly impacting us. And then thirdly, and importantly, there's a commitment by a lot of people, not just Claiborne Deming, believe me, to make El Dorado a better place. There's a group of people who routinely and regularly gets together, talks about it from different backgrounds and a lot of different interests and different goals sometimes, but we typically come together and we can do pretty good things. Now, that's the good news. The bad news, or the more challenging news, is that we're vulnerable in El Dorado. We have continued closing of our industrial plants. Prescolite and Cooper in particular, which are manufacturing jobs have left us in the last 5 years, 3 years. Our city's population, which is kind of a trend in the rural South, has decreased 4.3% between 2000 and 2005. Now, our county population has decreased, but not nearly by that much. So people are obviously leaving our community and moving out to the county. And as a result, our public school enrollment has decreased by almost 6% since 2000. And that's despite really unusually able leadership through Bob Watson and a lot of private dollars going into the system. And our unemployment rate, at least in 2005, last time we got accurate figures, was 6.6%. In Arkansas, our average is 4.9, and the U.S. average is 5.9. And so we have a wonderful job base, but that job base is clearly under pressure, which is putting pressure on the systems that we have in our community. Now, this is busy, but this is a stunning slide. I've never seen it expressed this way. And the next slide tells the same story. Can education help this? Can it help it? This is a chart, and the y-axis is adult population with a bachelor's degree or higher. And the x-axis, horizontal, is GDP per capita. And man, is there a correlation or is there a correlation? The higher the percentage of your population which has got a bachelor's degree or higher, the wealthier your citizenry are. And it's just clear as the nose on your face. And guess who is in the bottom left-hand corner? Shame on us, and it's the state of Arkansas and closely coupled with West Virginia, Mississippi. My wife grew up in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and she said that she grew up with her father saying, "Thank God for Arkansas." And of course, I'm not a native of Arkansas, but I moved here and I heard "Thank God for Mississippi" a million times because, gee, they're last, not us. And you know what? Who cares? We're all there at the bottom. And what's stunning to me is not just that the better educated you are, the more money you make, but it is how wide the gap is. It's not 5 and 8 and 6 and 10 and 12 and 15% we're talking about here. You're going from $25,000 to $40,000 if you have a really high percentage of the people in your state of higher education. That's more than 50%. I mean, can you imagine if we had that increase in our GDP per capita? It would revolutionize and stun us with the influence and influx of wealth and all the wonderful things that it can properly use can happen. And that's why everyone works so hard on education issues, and that's why it's so important. In my other states, who are a much higher percentage of people with higher education degrees are much wealthier than we are. They're just much wealthier than we are. And they're very interesting and fun and great places to live as a result. Not that we aren't, but when you go to those places, you go, hey, this isn't bad. The things that they have to offer. Okay, this is another, and then I'll get off this. This is kind of the same thing, but a bit different. It shows you the numbers of people who have PhDs plotted against, or different levels of education, both from high school up to PhDs, plotted against average yearly salary. And it's relative. Digital guys, it's just relative. And it shows you that you're making $15,000 a year if you have less than high school education. And if you're a PhD, you're making almost $60,000 a year. And except for high school and some college, and some colleges 1 or 2 years, which every time you step up, you make more money. Every single time. Well, these are averages, there'll be some exceptions, but on balance, I mean, how clear is this? If you can't encourage people to get higher education degrees, then they're much more likely to do well, make money, society is richer, and all our social systems have less of a burden on them. And we all benefit. And so it seems to me extraordinarily important for us to encourage people to go and to stay in colleges, and to the extent that we have kids who go and drop out, shame on them. I mean, absolutely, positively shame on them because of the difference it makes in their lives. Okay. The unique piece of all this is that we can do something about it. And not everyone can. Everyone can do different things, but because our company is a Fortune 500 company and really a Fortune 200 company. And it's located, it's kind of the good news, bad news. The bad news about Murphy is located in Laredo, Arkansas. The good news is located in Arkansas. There are only 11 Fortune 500 companies in so-called rural settings. Now, those, by the way, most of those are small towns near big cities. Okay? We're a small town in the middle of a big piney woods forest. We got Monroe, Louisiana, an hour and a half away. We got Shreveport, an hour and a half away. We got Little Rock, 2 hours away. We're in the middle of, I won't say nowhere, but it's one of the more remote spots in this country. Yet there we are. And the next bullet point is one that it's hard for me to articulate, but I think it's got some note. You know, in not many countries can you have a company of our size in a place like El Dorado, Arkansas. We don't have a state-planned economy. You don't say, gee, you have to be here because you're X, because you earned this degree, or because you do this, you have to go work for that. And you can have these odd situations. We have a company with $12 billion of revenue, and it's located in a town of 22,000 people in the middle of nowhere. And so there are some wonderful unintended consequences that can generate from that. And it's, in our business, everyone goes to Houston. And you know what? We have a very large office in Houston. We have a very large office in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, London, all over this globe. But our home office and our home, and home to 375 jobs, is in South Arkansas and El Dorado, Arkansas. So gee, why don't we take advantage of that? How wonderful that our country provides these opportunities where things like that can happen. And then, because we've been successful, then we have the ability to do this. Our companies, I don't want to advertise, but we have grown dramatically, and we'll continue to grow dramatically over the next couple of years, and a lot of it's on price, but actually more of it is successfully discovering oil and gas. And to put it in context, this is a $50 million gift over 10 years, $5 million a year, after tax $3 million, and last year our company operationally cash flowed about $1 million. And so it's something that we can do. We can do this. Why now? So you have a sense of what El Dorado is. You have a sense that education makes a huge difference. And you understand that we're in a position that we can actually impact it. So when I go recruit people for Murphy, or when Murphy people go recruit people for Murphy, and I've said this 100 million times, it's just as true today as it was back then. How much money do I make? And tell me about your school system. People will do anything on this planet, and every parent in this room knows that, so that your children have a fabulous education, so they can compete in the world and have a chance to be happy. All you want is your children to be happy, satisfied, contributing adults. And education is the path, the most tried and true path to make that happen. And so parents will do anything. They will move anywhere. They will pull any string. They will do for that to occur. And so it's incumbent upon us, if we're going to keep our company there, to have that offer. And so if we have a strong school system, that's Bob's responsibility, and an ability to promise people that they can access higher education, then it ought to make our area more attractive relative to other areas. And as a result, we ought to be able to attract people to work for Murphy, the businesses there, but also even new businesses moving. So it can counteract this decrease in our population, which is apparent and manifest. And then lastly, and this is odd to say it this way, but it's important for an area to have what I just made up, actually Megan Parker made up, or someone did it, Murphy, a flagship city in South Arkansas. And that is, you have to have an urban core. Even though it may be only 20 or 25,000 people, you need a place that has a downtown, that you can meet people. It's got financial institutions, it's got places to eat, there's a vibrancy and a balance to it. And if you haven't been to El Dorado, we have an absolutely stunning downtown. And it's almost all done by private capital, and it is a fabulous, fabulous place. When you walk around, you go, God, I love this place. place, and people do, and we have wonderful bed and breakfast facility. It's just a wonderful place to come. And we're actually now, we have not a kind of a bus tourist destination of all things. But you need an urban core to make that happen. And one of the trends that I pointed out earlier that we're counteracting is in the rural South, towns tend to depopulate. And people move where? To Little Rock, or they move to, in our case, northwest Arkansas, Hot Springs. And so they leave areas unless there's a reason, a very good reason. So you lose that vibrancy of your downtown. And there's this wonderful picture that I've seen of 1948 of downtown El Dorado, when the oil business was still going great. And so people were drilling wells in South Arkansas, making big discoveries. And two things strike me about the picture. The streets are thronged with people downtown, walking everywhere. I mean, literally, it's a Saturday, it's kind of a market, and there's hundreds of people just walking downtown. The second thing, all the men have hats. but so we want to make sure that we maintain that ability to have an urban core here. And so that's what this does. Okay, the specifics of the El Dorado Promise are Murphy pledges $50 million over 10 years. Each El Dorado Public School graduate, El Dorado High School graduate, we have one high school living in the district, and you have to live in our district. In other words, you can't school choice in and get the benefit of this. You have to actually live in our district, and it is to the point that we want to make sure El Dorado, Arkansas stays a very viable place. It was one of the very specific things that we talked about, considered, and made that decision. And you can get up to 100% tuition scholarship. Now, it starts in the 9th grade, and if you move there in the 9th grade, you get 65%. If you're there from the 1st grade, you get 100%. So you cannot move in the 12th grade, 11th grade, 10th grade, and say, aha, I'm here, pay my way. No, you have to invest at least 4 years of your life in our school system to get the benefit of this. And the amount that we pay, and I will stress to you, it is tuition and tuition only. It's not an award. Is the highest amount that is charged by an Arkansas public institution. And interestingly enough, if you had said, okay, Claiborne, there's $1 million on the line, what public institution, higher education in the state of Arkansas charges the most money? I would say, well, Fayetteville, of course. Well, it's UCA and Claiborne charges the most. And so we used UCA as our, and whoever next year Fayetteville's more will do Fayetteville. But you can take that money and it's transported. And so you can go anywhere in-state, public or private, or anywhere out-of-state, public or private. And a lot of people said, gee, Claiborne, you're providing all, the company's providing all this. I don't make a point here that the company's providing all this. And don't you think you've got to put some hooks in it and make them come back or make them go to college in Arkansas? I said, absolutely not. This world is so dadgum big, and the people are so dadgum myopic. Get them out there. For Christ's sake, one of the gifts we can give people is to give them $6,000 and say, you go out there and you find a place to go to school. You go to the best possible school you can go to. And if our place is so wonderful, you want to come back, we welcome you back. But for Christ's sake, this is for their benefit as well as for ours, and give them the choice to go anywhere and broaden the horizon. So if they do choose to come back, by God, they'll be more interesting and vibrant people. And once you start putting strings on people, and having had 4 kids, I learned this ruefully. It doesn't work. In fact, it goes the opposite way. And they will do things to themselves because you're trying to put strings on them that are detrimental. And so you have to let these folks go. Now, what the point I was going to make is that people thank me a lot. When, in fact, the Murphy Board of Directors made it. It's Murphy Oil Corporation's money. And we have a big shareholder here, Chip Murphy, by the way, and so it's part of Chip's money. And it's every shareholder in Murphy Oil Corporation's money. And it's also the result of the extraordinarily hard work, dedication, and success of the employees of our company, who, but for their success, we would never be in a position to do this. We could not have done this 5 and 8 and 10 years ago. We are now in a position, we'll be more so in a position in the future, to be able to do this. Okay, there is nothing original in life. Now, I'm sure you're all mature adults who know this. No one, whenever someone says I have an idea and they just pretend like it's their own. I can almost assure you 100% of the time it's not true. They have stolen the idea, rewrapped it, and presented it as a new idea. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do that all the time. And one of the great things is that you see a good idea and you steal it. I say that just kind of loosely, and you repackage it and say, how about this? This is modeled after the city of Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was launched, it was announced in 2005, and it was geared towards the 2006 graduating class from Kalamazoo High School. And it was anonymous in their case, by the way, which is kind of interesting. And I've got my theories. It's an old hotbed of the pharmaceutical industry. The Upjohn Company, for example, was founded and run there for many years. And so I'm sure there's a lot of residual legacy wealth, and probably some of those people who very generously, but anonymously, did this. We didn't. We wanted credit, so I'll quickly get to that. And they had extraordinary success. And this is what caught our collective eye. Their school enrollment went up 10% in the first year. Now, Kalamazoo is twice as big, it is 75% bigger than us, so it's not apples to apples by any stretch. New families from 30 states and 50 other Michigan communities moved there, if you can stand that. The town, which wouldn't agree to anything, quickly passed an $85 million bond issue to home sales are up 6%, home prices are up 7%. We're in America today, our home price up 7%, and home sales up 6%, volume up 6%. And there's a lot of people businesses looking at it. Now, this will not happen in Claiborne, Arkansas. Why? Because Kalamazoo, Michigan is in a much more industrialized area, in a state, in an area that's surrounded by larger towns. And as you recall, we are a little town in the middle of a big pine forest. So you got to really work hard to get to El Dorado, Arkansas. And so, but on the margin, we will impact things. On the margin, people who are moving into our area more likely than not who want to go to our schools. People who might have been moving, thinking of leaving, probably say, I think I'll stay 3 more years. And so it's almost a trickle effect that you will see us stabilize and then grow over time is what I predict. And it may not even be the first year. You may have to actually pay people money and the kids go to school, see the impact, and then you'll see changes. But on the margin, it will dramatically, I think, change, has the opportunity to dramatically change our area. Okay, the announcement itself was one of the most emotional things you will ever see in your life. Weeping, crying, it was a surprise. And when you get in an auditorium filled with people who are thinking of going to college and suddenly tell them that their college is paid for, it was stunning. Governor Beebe did an outstanding job, a week on the job, came down and really wonderful person to help us out. And we have 250 graduates from our high school every year, and our hope is that 200 will take it. And we are pushing. We have a person who works for law whose job is to call kids up and say, damn it, fell out the floor. Get off your rear, put it in gear, come down here and fill this form out. We want to give you some money and make them do it. And of course, shockingly, many kids won't. You just can hardly stand it, but we're going to do everything in our power, Jim Faust is, to get people to do this. This is my last slide, mercifully, I'm sure you'll say, and this is just some of the things that happened. So first of all, we got lots of media coverage. It wasn't our intent, but we also wanted to make sure people knew about it, because we want people to know what we're doing, so that we can highlight our area. Henderson State did a fabulous thing. They kind of got it early, and so they came in and immediately said, you know what, room and board's not covered. If you come to Henderson and you have the El Dorado Promise money, then we'll cover room and board for you. So you don't think that Henderson is not going to get a lot of kids from El Dorado? Of course they will. And then Arkansas State also, a little bit differently, did the same thing. They said if you have a 3.25 average and make a 24 in the ACT, then we'll cover your room and board. And so they will get a lot of our kids as well, more than they would have otherwise have gotten. Bob and our school officials report more inquiries into our schools that you would predict. Local realtors are reporting that there's interest in people moving into town, and they want to make sure that the houses in the school district therefore qualifies. And then I think most tangibly to me, we had a big college night, which we do every year, where we invite colleges to come, and we invite our high school seniors and their parents to go so you can kind of pair off. And where last year we had 600, this year we had 1,000 people. And last year we had 20 colleges, this year we had 29 colleges. And so it was a dramatic increase in the number of colleges who wanted to avail themselves of this, and also our kids who wanted to take advantage of it. And so it made an immediate impact. And it would be very interesting to me to see where our kids go to school. And if we have increased the percentage of our kids go to school. And we would predict that we would, but predictions have a way of falling flat on their rear sometimes, so we'll let the proof of the pudding be in the eating, and we will tell you whether or not, at least in the short term, it impacted the number of kids who go to school. So that's my take. Why we did it, who we are, why we did it, why we were able to do it, why we wanted to do it. And I will close with a quick anecdote, which I've told people a number of times. And we had this board meeting in December, and we approved this. And so I approached it with some trepidation because our company has not historically given large amounts of money. We like to make money. We like our shareholders to give money, and the shareholder base of Murphy is extraordinarily generous. I will tell you this, extraordinarily generous in philanthropy that is not talked about for generations. The company itself, we viewed ourselves as an instrument to make money. And so I thought, okay, Claiborne, let's do it. And so we, of course, had someone else make the presentation to the board, being the coward that I am. And he made a wonderful presentation as to why we should do this. And the board, in the meeting, we had looked at developing 2 oil fields, one in Africa. It's a wonderful field, but it wasn't obvious to develop it. We had to work and think about it. We had to develop it a different way. Capital costs in our business is going up. And so we had to struggle with deciding whether to develop it. We recommended to our board that we develop this field offshore West Africa. And so we went through all those gyrations. And so then we got to this last item on the agenda, and I said, gentlemen, and I'd already telegraphed I was going to do it through this board letter right quickly. And so I said, this is how we're thinking about it, why we should do it. And the vote happened in about 8 seconds, and one of our board members, who's a tough, mean, very bright guy, who I like a lot, but he will surely, if you're wrong, point it out. I said, this was the easiest decision we made all day. And if you think about that, it reflects, one, the quality of our board. I mean, just outstanding, smart people. But also how important they view something like this to be done by our company, and how they think it's going to be important, and then the impact it can have. And this is the 50th year that Murphy Oil Corporation is a public company. 1957 is when Charles Murphy took us public. And it is not directly related to that, but certainly it is somewhat related to the fact that our company has been publicly traded and owned by shareholders who've been generously rewarded, I'm thankful to say, for 50 years. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. And I would say with any subject, but I might say something really stupid, straight too far.
All right, let's see. We've got some microphones to pass around here. I've got one. Did you have a question? Okay, right back there. Stacy's going to ask the first question.
Claiborne, some of us were lucky enough to be able to be there that day and see it. And you know, I think that some of the children, I shouldn't call them children, but they are involved. They were almost in shock. I mean, they were almost stunned. I think some of them, it maybe took them some time to really fully digest. And I would anticipate, being a mother who just paid my daughter's tuition this morning, that the impact, really the thrill might have been for some of these parents, even more so than the kids, because my kids think money grows out in the backyard. From you and Bob both, since that day, what's the feeling among the students and the parents in El Dorado? Because because I haven't been back, and I would think that maybe there's a new feeling and going on in El Dorado, Arkansas right now.
It is. I mean, certainly that it's been a catalyst for a lot of people to say, gee, what else can we do? The students themselves, this college night took place 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And it had this unusual increase in interest. And it's just stimulated and galvanized the city. It just has. People are just stunned and excited and delighted to be there. If you think about it, $6,000 is after-tax money in most cases, and so you may have to make $8,000 or $10,000 to get there. If you have 3 kids, 2 kids, that's a lot of dadgum money. And so we just gave every parent in El Dorado who has college eligible kids, we gave them a big raise. I mean, that's another way to look at it. You know, we gave the whole town a big raise.
Other questions? No, okay, recording.
What do you expect to happen at the end of 10 years? And does Murphy have any specific plans for what they're going to do at the end of 10 years?
From 10 years from now, the answer is I don't know. I'm 53. Holy cow! I'm 63 years old. I suspect that we will see a pretty dramatic change in what our city looks like, and size, and the types of people that we have. Because one of the other things, I mean, it's almost unintended consequences. Who would move into a town to take advantage of this? It's kind of a self-selection thing. Somebody who's really interested in seeing their kids are well educated. Now, are those the types of people, query, those the types of people that you would want in your area? Well, heck, fire yeah. And so you would have a tendency on the margin to bring in not only more people, but people who are interested, committed, probably educated themselves, who want better life for their own kids. And so I would think the town would be a more interesting place, bigger and more interesting. Is what I would surmise.
Question, yeah, right behind you, Mike.
Do you anticipate that this program will change the climate for the whole state, and so that we don't lose any more Toyota factories?
Well, that's almost a statement of the question. I would say,
Question, Lisa. Right behind you comes the mic.
I'm Lisa Black. I'm with the Little Rock Public Education Foundation. I want to thank you for being in our first education forum 4 years ago. I would ask what comments, because we see your dedication to your community, your dedication as a corporate citizen, and Little Rock has many wonderful supporters, but what would be your message to the other business people across the state?
You know, it's always dangerous to try to give advice to folks like that. I think what you have to do is do what you can do, and what works for you. If you had asked me a year ago, would I have done this, I would have said, I wouldn't have said, are you crazy? But I might have thought that. And so it has to be the confluence of the ability, the desire, the need, and just the general sense of, we have to do this. This is the thing to do, and we can do it, so let's do it. And so that doesn't occur everywhere at the same time and with the same force. And so I think every levered person in the private capital world ought to do as much as they possibly can, but recognizing that everyone's going to be in that place in their company's time or their time to be able to pull it off. And so I've always been reluctant to kind of lecture and say, because if someone does that to me, I don't listen. I get 10 years. You have to come up with yourself in a way. And if we can be an example of people doing it, then I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. And we are unique because of our company size and the size of our team. And it's hard to replicate that. And that's one of my messages. There's something else you can do for sure. And so do it.
Question.
I'm W. Trotter, and I am a citizen, let me say a native of El Dorado.
Yay.
And I live in Pine Bluff now, and I have about 2 or 3 more years left to finish up my education this way. But I cannot express to you how important and how this has touched the life of my family at home. And even month after this announcement, how it's just still a talk every time we talk. You know, well, you know, the kids aren't going to get that scholarship. So it's really exciting. I have a 5 and 7-year-old. And honestly, this is,
Come home.
my husband and I are looking, and this is 10 years. Is the 10 years firm, or will there be a future?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
I'm going to tell you how it works. We're giving $5 million a year for 10 years. And the way that we model it, and we've modeled inflation into our increases in tuition due to inflation. And we've also modeled increases in the numbers of people going into high school. And this amount of money will last right around 20 years. 20 years. And we have, as a company, naturally, we can't give an open-ended guarantee for the rest of everyone's life forever. We're going to guarantee that would be Chip, one of our shareholders, would sometimes likes to slay me anyway, but we'll do it much quicker. And so we had to have a finite end to it and say our commitment is this. Having said that, if we get into it and we see great results and we see that if we had to up the commitment, then that would make a big difference. And certainly that's something that we as a company might, I stress might do. So it may go beyond 20 years. It may not, but it might. But at least 20 years, if our assumptions are right, I think they probably are.
Senator?
I just told Mr. Deming and Chip Murphy that I was moving to El Dorado. And I was going to attend El Dorado High School. And I was going to graduate. And then I was going to college and make a lot better grades than I made the last time. Let me say this. This is a sort of a little bit of a mini history lesson. Chip, you could do this a lot better than I would ever be able to do. Mr. Charles Murphy, founder of Murphy Oil Company, as we know it, and his father, your father, great-grandfather, Chip. Education, in his own mind, is the most important thing in our society. He himself did not attend college. He got out of high school, and I think went to work immediately, if I'm not wrong, Jim. He went to work for his father in building Murphy Oil Company, probably roughnecking in the oil fields, whatever. So he did it with ground zero. But he always, in every speech, if it were to the home demonstration club, if it were to the fireman's banquet, I don't care what it was, Chamber of Commerce, Charles Murphy was probably the greatest advocate of furthering one's education of anyone that I ever met. And to have you and his company and his son and all of the shareholders be willing to make this commitment, I think speaks volumes about the soul and heart of that company. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, let's get your microphone. Now, you know, this is the person that Claiborne recognized as the heart, the soul, the leader of the El Dorado Education Foundation.
And Senator, I think we can still go to school on the senior citizens. I just wanted to say to Stacy, I was with a group of second graders at Southern Arkansas University 2 Saturdays ago, and by the way, that's another program that the Murphy Foundation supports, is economics in the El Dorado Public Schools, and we have some phenomenal programs due to Bob's leadership. But they were in a supply and demand competition, and the moderator was trying to explain to second graders what supply and demand was, and use the example of a college education. It was going, something that's really, really expensive and really hard to get. And this little voice in the background says, well, not if you live in El Dorado. So the second graders had it. The second graders had it. The bar chart that you were showing, Massachusetts and Connecticut that have the largest number of bachelor's degrees degrees also spend over $11,000 per pupil in their states compared to our little over $5,000 in Arkansas. So it makes a little bit of difference.
Any other questions? Ladies and gentlemen, give Claiborne Deming a big